Game switch. I might be too far away from properly starting the fight. Let's see. I need a lot of resistances to survive her initial round. I'll think of what would be a good spell to start with. I think teleportation might be a good spell to start with.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, healed.
I'll kill your shining lights.
That's all you've got. Well, this isn't actually too bad for me, so burn in hell, bitch. To get close. We did get decaying on her. So heal should damage her. And water immunity, yeah, sort of didn't expect this. Water is still the best thing to try to attack her with. Although, she's undead. Okay, didn't realize that. I'm not gonna use this soul of May to kill her though. We've started on this path, so we'll see it through. Blood do anything useful really. Yeah, immune to bleeding. Earth might still work fairly well. Yeah, I was supposed to do Shackles of Pain. Healing would damage her at this point. Do you have excellent resistances against poison? Yes, you do. Yeah, she'll take all the damage I take, so I'll lose the fire resistances on this turn though. He also isn't really affected by the goddamn decay anymore. See if I can end it on this turn. There's a good chance she'll explode. Are you shitting me? No. Did have one. Yeah. 36,000. Alright, not a bad fight. Could have soul made it our way through it, but didn't have to do that either. Still, the purpose of Soulmate was never to get us through impossible fights. It was to get us to be able to make a lot of fights easy cakewalks. And that's exactly what it does.
A haze of flame and confusion envelops you as the Magister's memories hit. You come for Alice.
Still a bit easier fight than I thought it would be. Poison Wave. Ring and a belt. Chest cellar key. 3 somewhat potentially useful items. A wand of worthlessness. A ring of Huntsman Air of the Earth, water resistance. It is actually better than the promise ring we have. Hit point bonus turns into Huntsman +1. Not much of a difference, but 5% damage difference though. An okay belt, I guess. Fairly disappointing. Okay, there's at least a couple of other things we can do. We go after the second major beast opponent here.
There's a boat at the dock. Perhaps it may take us to the island.
Perhaps. Life essence. What is that? There's a thingamajig there, but it's hard to see what it is. Barnacle chest. The next opponent should be a beast, void-walking beast monstrosity. There might be buried treasure here somewhere. There's a family of bears very close to the cloister. Wood. Right, I think we're gonna just teleport there. We might as well murder the bears. I don't see a reason why we should leave them alive. 3 experience. Not all that much though, but still. We're not exactly capable of doing any companion quests, so we lose a lot of experience that way. Not sure how much of a impact that will make in the end. I think we should be fairly thorough in doing all the other locations. What the hell happened to you? Ah, I know what it happens. It's if you have Hanak teach you the source point, she's sucking source from the surrounding environment. Literally. So the bear family is dead. I sucked them dry. Because there's always a consequence to no matter who the teacher is. There's still just worse and better options to choose from. Right. Level 14 Lamenting Abomination. It has magical armor weakness, earth poison weakness, so yeah. Not be much of a problem. Earth poison. But what was the strength he has? Probably has immunities. Fire. Immunity to decaying, fire resistance is fairly high. So we're gonna have to ditch some fire abilities, I think, which we have already done. They must... maybe the corpse explosions. I'm not seeing any corpses here. That will give us the room we need. Earth. Poison. Don't want to take acid spores. We have this in scroll form and I can make more. No problem. Poison. Contamination. Poison wave. Maybe go full in with these. We have powerful earth scrolls too. Probably don't need physical attacks. Guess we're gonna go with air then. Yep, see how that goes. I'm not sure if we need anything too fancy here. As I said, we have a decent selection of scrolls that can probably handle most of it.
What? What is that thing?
The creature suddenly...
Go!
His frantic gait...
My lord, accept!
The Grey Wolf doesn't appear to be part of the fight yet, for some reason. What is going on with them? Right, only 2 smaller black wolves are part of the fight. There's 3 wolves that are sort of in a waiting pattern, so for some reason. No new immunities. Earth and poison is still the best option. We would need to get closer. I'll do a teleportation because I need the haste and we're gonna have to spend 1 point anyway, so... Poison and earth. Uncanny evasion. Probably use one decent poison or earth attack. I probably would choose the poison wave at this point. But we might be better off saving the point. They're all doing the same buff to it. He's gonna be a physical damage monstrosity at this point. Got knocked down. Can't help. I had the dodge on, but it didn't make any kind of a difference. So whatever boost they're doing, that's basically the end of me. If I go close range with that type of poison attack, it's all over for me anyway. I have to try something different. We do have a poison wand, don't we? But we actually have poison flasks. Want to create a poison surface here, or earth surface of some sort. Whatever you want to call it. Poison would be better. Poison is maintained. Why it would be better? It's not gonna disappear. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage from it, but who the hell cares?
My lord.
The creature. His frantic.
My lord. Axe.
They're gonna use a lot of buffs on the first turn. I'm not sure if the dodge makes any difference. It also isn't gonna help me. So, gotta create something else. And the poison is gone. Shit. Earthquake isn't good enough. It creates a lot of oil surfaces though. That wouldn't be bad. 6 spores. How this might be what we need. It's not enough to kill it, but we need some kind of a decent amount of poison damage. Yep, and half health. Any way I could finish the job? I don't think so. Even if I use adrenaline. Actually I'm not sure if they do it adrenaline would things change. They might. We can't keep dragging this out for long, that's what he's way too good at killing us. We can lock him down. Yeah, tangled. So now the dodge might make some sense. But let's go with something else instead. And he's dead. Right. Good for us. Good that we got good use of a scroll and it was poison damage. What are you strong against? Nothing. Well, that suits me just fine. Right, that one's dead, no matter what it tries. It'll die on its turn immediately. Anything else? I don't want to get rid of this son of a bitch. I'll play it safe, I'll take the uncanny dodge now. Plus haste. They're enraging, but they can't attack, and the enrage isn't gonna last another turn, so that's a weird strategy to choose. Still, don't particularly care. Chose to do nothing. Brave choice. Again, another okay fight, I guess. We're gonna make another or one or two poison spore scrolls. Fairly useful, I'd say. It's a reasonable amount of damage if there is a poison weakness. We can also now do all the altar praying quests. Although it's not particularly a quest. Just some activity you can do. These are obsolete gear, probably. Yep. Just sell, sell, sell. Okay, might as well do the altars now. is the purpose of this? I suppose you can look down below here, but that's not that important. Pray at the altars.
An ancient altar to the seven stands alone before you. Faint, comforting heat emanating from the stones appear to gentle heat. The air stirs. A voice rises around. God woken. A jolting sensation pierces your heart. As the shock fades, the whispers shuffle away.
Visit the other two altars now too.
Before you lies a primitive altar to the seven. The stones appear gentle heat. The air stirs. A voice rises. Hurry.
To talk to these two.
I wonder where it leads.
Probably nothing's gonna come out of it, but still.
Somewhere better than here, maybe.
Fine spot, isn't it?
The slight purse of the woman's lips suggests that she'd be perfectly fine with blaming you.
Nothing. There's a trader here too. I haven't talked with that really for a long time. Might have the type of gear
Say
we were
nothing to no
looking
one,
for.
but I'm doing Loar's good work too. I'll be helping the pallies here with their uprising in Arks.
Yes, gear I have sold him. Some interesting pieces, I'd say. I'll buy all the clay you can give me. Maybe trumpets of death too. That was useful for something. Don't recall what exactly. Empty grenades. We can always make. What the hell are they? The grenades that shower crap from the sky. Cluster grenades. Make those, if nothing else. Anything else? $45,000 gold. Right. Scrolls. Acid spores. That's the livewood lock one. Don't particularly want to specifically buy the logs. I mean, the spell isn't used that often, and even if it is, it's we have alternative ways to handle those situations. But I don't want to deny that it is useful. Pyroclastic eruptions. That's not available yet. What about I know the artillery plant would probably be one of the better poison attack spells you could have, but it's a summon spell and I'm intentionally trying to avoid summoning anything. Not as any kind of a challenge thing or something like that. That might be a more interesting approach for a character specifically taking as much summoning as possible and using the summons of elemental spells as support for that. Large tusks. We have a few probably. Yeah, this would be an epidemic of fire. I don't usually use these. I don't know if I even have a single one. It's a decent amount of fire for very cheap, and it forks a few times. A single one isn't particularly useful, also it's necrofire, but a couple might be able to achieve a great many things. But we're running low on orbs at this point. I mean, I can always buy more, so I'm not particularly worried about that. But at the same time, we don't strictly speaking need any of this shit now either, so why waste us orbs? You might have a good chance to use it on something useful. Third and final altar. No matter what happens, I'm not going after the lone wolves now. I'll try to wrap up anything else that pops to mind. We could go after the extra amulet that the undead elves are protecting.
The ancient altar before which the deer the stones, a gentle heat, the air stirs. A voice rises around you. Poor thing, the words caress you. This burden is not yours to bear. How weary you must be. Rest. The whispers shuffle away and the air.
I guess it's completed now. Not sure anything useful happened. Right, there's somewhere here, I think. Pretty sure. Possibly. Probably in this central area. Should be a hidden rain amulet. Yeah, Elven artifact chest, that has to be it. We're gonna go there. It would be a challenge initially because of the... It's in the area where you basically can't do anything. Because the healing is prevented. Now that's no longer the case. We could use heal our way through the undead. But that would be physical damage. So corpse explosion might be worthwhile. We have to have other unnecessary skills. Shackles of Pain isn't bad by any means, but it's not something we usually use, because I usually evade all them incoming damage. As it's forced as a skill, combat skill might be more useful once we get the apotheosis. Right, I was thinking anything that increases our ability to do physical damage. Because if we heal, it's likely not going to be enough to kill them, so we might have to follow up with something. Level 14. Physical is their weakness. They don't really have other weaknesses. The dead farmer. Yeah, so we can detonate him, but that's not a lot of damage. We do have another option. Yeah, we have actually quite a few options now that I think about it. So things are more or less looking good for us if we just want to fight the undead. We might have to use a scroll. That's hardly a problem though. What I need to know is, are they gathering up somewhere? Grouping up. I'd say there's at least 3. They're mostly staying close to each other. He's not vulnerable to anything. Couldn't I just start the goddamn fight? Right. Ah, shit. We should start the fight by detonating the corpse. No, definitely not. Absolutely not. The problem is that it's a very cheap attack spell, so we should start with something that's much more expensive because the cost isn't counted on the action points we get for the first turn. I also need to create an area of blood here. I'm probably going to spam them with a lot of necromancy spells. And blood doesn't go away. I need the blood available to rain on them. I'm going to probably try another necromancy spell that requires it. It will be the Grasping Hand. That's about 500-600 physical damage to each character and sits crippled. Not sure what the range on this is. It's gonna be sufficient though, no matter how you look at it. I'd like to get 2 guys at the same time. About as perfect as we can. Ah, shit. It's not exactly where we want it though. It's a relatively big problem. Almost 1,000 points of damage from a single goddamn corpse. Yeah, there's no point in using the scrolls here. These guys are done. I think I'll go as far as use the adrenaline too. She's dead. We just need to get the Elder mending somehow. detonate the corpse. I'm not sure if it's it would kill the elder passing. The elder mending. I think I'm just gonna use a cheap ass scroll to finish this. No, got 10,000 XP per elf. A fairly easy fight.
The spirit of a farmer takes in the distress.
What happened? Voidwoken attacks and great. I should have sold this.
Wand of the Elder. Level 4, ooh, plus 3 intelligence, plus 1 geomancer, constitution plus 2. This is a competition for the blazing justice. Mainly because we'll get the reactive armor, plus 3 intelligence, so plus 1 compared to now, plus geomancer, plus equipment slot. It won't be useful without the equipment slot and a good rune in it, but it has potential definitely. Right. Not sure we should ever use the fire whip again. We can do more damage with a cheaper scroll, and it's not like we're lacking in scrolls at this point. I was just wondering what the hell is the point of using it. I mean, naturally if you don't have the scrolls, that's one thing, but we do have them. What exactly am I missing? Probably one of the basic fire spells. Even supernova would be somewhat useful. Guess we'll take the fire whip for now. I'm thinking that's not a good choice overall.
What's this? I found something.
It's worthless to me.
The spirit of the farmer gazes upward.
What happened?
Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is pretty much a wrap on this particular section of the map. I might have missed something minor. Oh, I actually know what I've missed. But it's still minor. Yeah, there's a weird sheep somewhere close to Almira's hideout. The thing is, I'm in need of wool, and I haven't spotted any real wool anywhere. I'm gonna just go and kill the livestock, basically. Ooh, do yourself. I don't know what you get from a cow. Leather, probably. And steaks. Right. Pretty much worthless. Was the sheep really here? I don't recall now. There. Shocked sheep. Still, I'll take it. It's an actual fight. Wool. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I think I can make closed circuit out of it. Might not ever end up really using it. The thing is, I might have like the ability to do a handful of scrolls at most. So I'm stocking up on every possibility that I can get. We have the ability to do stuff here with the caravan, but I'm not sure what I could do. More or less we could just pick a fight with them to get the end results. I don't think we can help them in any meaningful way. The road here that they're we're supposed to be using is destroyed. Maybe if you take care of the lone wolves. Don't know. There's the beach, the docks. I think the lone wolves might actually be easier, because even there's 2 level 16 guys at least, and then they have help. So it's gonna be more challenging for us than going after a lot of level 14 guys. Let's look at the actual quests we have. Johan's Lessing. Eye for an eye. At the sawmill, yeah, sawmill. 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 Treat it like cattle. We have witches' potions, but we can't do anything with them because we can't talk to animals. Spirit of Livewood, yeah, sawmill. We could talk with the magisters in town or Lohar. Give the letter to Lohar to gain his trust. Surely pay for the letter. Source weapons. Yeah, I think now's the time to start wrapping up these. We'll talk to Lohar, give him everything we can, and then finish up the Magister businesses. On the way into the sawmill. Shrieker stand. This is the docks. This is Blood Moon Isle. Blood Moon Isle. So basically, there's the docks down south. There's this business, and then there's the Blood Moon Isle and Lone Wolves. That is it. There might be some more small crap here and there, but for the life of me, I can't really think what it could be. So we'll start with talking to Lohar. Naturally, there's a lot of options for thievery and stealing. I think that's something we more or less want to do when we're ready to leave. Just gather up as many resources as possible so we're ready for the next stage. If we probably can get to level 16 while still playing this area. That's at that point we might want to gather up those resources so we can basically set out to the next one with a reasonable equipment set. Spell selection might also improve.
good to meet you, Governor.
Tell me
You're
your
our
crap.
newest champion, ain't you? Well done, I say. How shall we celebrate then? With a sip? Or a take all the time you need? Pleasure doing business with you, Governor.
Yeah, this is not what I wanted.
Aye, so it is. Further down's the I give the... You could say that so. If you're interested, Governor, all you have to do
I'm
is use
thinking
your
if we're going to start a fight with the
How can I make you bloom?
lone wolves anyway, we might want to take one of the boosts herbs mixtures. Because it's a lot of fighting. It's wits +6, intelligence +6, action point +2. I think we can choose at least one of those. Not sure if we can choose two. So the +2 action points would probably be the preferred one. That way I'll have full action points of 8 every turn for the duration of the fight. It should help quite a bit. That would be... I don't actually know what it is technically here. Greater courage, what would that be? Ferocity, alertness, that's the hat. That has to be wits. Ferocity could be... This is intelligence, this is wits. We have courage and ferocity. I think courage is probably constitution. So ferocity would be action points.
No problem. In return for a reasonable donation.
Effie digs all kinds of outlandish herbs from out...
Much obliged, Governor. And here's your...
We have to smoke it here, so we basically need to do it once we have a plan and we're ready to implement it. But this isn't good enough. The typical herb mixture is not what we're after. We want to mix it with something else. We need Void Crimson Beam. I'll talk with Lohar. We'll go to the fishery to get the necessary fish. And I think we might as well end there once we have the mixture in place.
I have a lot on my mind. That's right. Lost one of my best lads, Anhar. Didn't get Jalia's body back, though. Maybe one of them beasts took her like they did the sorcerers. Well, I reckon that's good news. Poor thing. Bloody lad. Flapping his gums in the next life, too. We will, once the Reds turn down the alarm a bit. What are you doing? Hand it over.
He quickly reads over the letter, as though making sure...
Good you brought this to me. I'd hate to think what might have happened to you if you hadn't.
I'm not sure if I got anything from her or from that.
Whatever needs to...
No, I did get a reward, I guess. Fire resistance or water resistance. Blank air scrolls probably are worthless. I'll take water. There's a good chance we got something out of it. We'll leave this when we have basically want to start stealing stuff. Right, we'll report the rest to the Magisters now. It shouldn't be much, but a little bit helps. 560,000 for a level up. That's a lot of fighting. It's a lot of quests. But might then eventually manage to get there. Actually, I'm certain we will. But that's at the same time they're very limited. Okay, Void Tainted Crimson Beam. potent ferocity herb. These, I don't think these mixes are gonna be useful for us outside this map area.
Don't come visit you, Ton.
That's why I'm not particularly interested in them. Don't think we really need them either, but we might as well test it out. The goal would be to use it to get to the teleporter and no. If we want to do this, we want to go and place a teleporter pyramid there. That makes a lot more sense. Then we can literally teleport exactly where we need to be with the boost on and start our goddamn fighting. I'm expecting something that lasts for like 50 turns, let's say. We've seen similar boosts before. It's a nice, respectable number, but nothing super amazing.
That it does not fester.
Not sure I've visited the Elven camp since I got the level up. Still, I'll let it be.
Careful! I've spotted a trap.
Get away from me, alone.
Same contract over and over. How many of them can there be?
Grenade pipe.
So tired of these mongrels.
Right. All preparations done for when shit hits the fan. Weak against magic, weak against physical, weak against magic, well, relatively weak, weak against physical. How the hell am I gonna protect you?
Preserves the flavor.
I do not care.
Don't use air or fire.
You must be curious. He was like you.
Don't, well, pretty
Imagine
much
all those
no one cares what
memories.
you use.
I have nothing to say to you.
You sure about that?
Right, air or fire cannot be used here.
You want to end up like him, I guess.
But we must. We just can't use it against
I
him.
do not see this, but I do see.
We have a healthy amount of
Right.
water spells though.
I see that savagery does not win.
Guess we could boost our earth spells a little bit. The worm tremor makes the most sense, because the moment they lose magic armor I can entangle them. We could go with a lot of other choices, but I think this is a
I do not care.
dull but still a solid choice to go. Mass corpse explosion, it doesn't really make much sense though.
Memories.
I have nothing to say to you.
You sure about that?
It has a short cooldown though.
You want to end up like him, I guess. Or maybe you can see how this ends.
I'm somewhat curious, what exactly would we require to make Poison Wave?
Guide.
I see that
It,
savagery does not
it's
win.
not super useful, but it is a fairly effective close range spell here and there. More importantly, the requirements might not be too demanding for us. I mean, it's slime and high quality earth. Same with the earthquake. High quality earth
Nothing
instead
to
of
say to you.
You sure about that?
well, source orb.
Sure.
You want to end up like him, I
Right.
guess. Or maybe you can see how
This would allow us to knock down people.
I do not see this.
An area of
but I
effect.
do see.
That would be the main use. Guess I've stored all the slime, so I can use it.
I see that savagery does not win.
Still looking at our options. We have plenty of things to manage things here. So I'm not particularly worried. Right. I think if we're gonna play this particular game, we might want to place another pyramid somewhere else, in a good combat location. Like an elevated location here. There's a good chance when the fighting keeps going that all these guys will abandon their positions. So us suddenly teleporting here might be a big advantage for us. Yeah, it'll waste our turn, but we'll be safe. Chance to recover a little bit. Chance to start bombarding at the enemy at from an elevated position. Right. So we're about as ready as we're gonna get to take on the lone wolves. Am I missing something too obvious? Ghoul could also be used to silence. We could also consider a supernova. We can easily create immunity, fire immunity for ourselves. This would be one of those things we could throw from scrolls, but it is very expensive done that way. No, I don't think there is all that many good options. Most of them we are already using. Others require essences that aren't yet in the game. I think when we reach level 16 or the next section, third section of the game, that's when the final elements or essences will make an appearance. I'll leave things here. I do want to test that the herb mix actually produces the results we want. Beamer pipe. They don't have to last too
Smoke
long.
billows from this strange contraption. It's adorned with hoses. Leave it.
Right. Streamer pipe. Doesn't seem to technically weigh much, because you can't move it around.
Seven, save me.
For 100 turns,
This leaf is
plus
strong.
2 action points. Yeah, that's good.